Welcome back to Wipeout, all-female SWAT team edition.
First up is Monique, a 6th-year academy student. Let's see how she does.
That's gotta hurt.
Back to basic for her.
Next up on the zip line, Karen, an ultra-diversity hire, considering her pronouns are whoops, whoa, and holy crap.
Better call the manager.
And challenging for the title belt, we have Kim with style and grace as she rethinks all of her life choices leading up to this point.
I don't know, Brian. I just don't think she has the... Oh my God!
That kitty is down to 8 lives now.
I feel that.
See you next time on All-Female SWAT Wipeout.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. You ever studied cult psychology? It's super dark. Those people who are completely disconnected with reality, who live in like a parallel alternative universe where some very bad things can happen if you're in the wrong cult. You can drink the Kool-Aid, right? Or commit crimes. You live inside of this like galaxy brain disconnect from the world around you. It's very hard to break. A truly committed cult member, like the Manson family, for instance, still worships Charles Manson. They're like in their 70s and 80s now. It's amazing and really, really difficult to bring these people back to reality. Sometimes it's impossible. That's why we compare wokeness to a cult, because the high priests of wokeness, and it is like a religion for these people, refuse to live in reality, even though reality smashes them and boxes them about the head constantly and continually, forever and ever and ever. They refuse to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, President Trump was signing an order saying that men cannot play in women's sports, that women's spaces are going to be women's spaces for a reason. Women need protections. Every logical person does not want a grown man showering with or boxing against their daughter. Obviously. These are just biological realities of life. But ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't apply to the woke. Because the woke at the NFL, whatever visage of that still exists in some metastasized corner of that organization, decided to create this ad and run it during the Super Bowl, where a chick takes on an entire football team of male athletes and wins. Oh yeah. In spite of the fact that we have proven over and over and over again, demonstrably, empirically, humiliatingly, that this cannot happen. Every once in a while, an experiment takes place on a college football field where a young woman comes out to only ever do like a kickoff. And we've seen this happen here and there. And the results are consistently and permanently the same. I tell you, we don't have to watch an ad to see what it would be like if women were finally allowed to play football. We've literally seen it.
And here's the story of the day right there. That is Lalani Armenta. And she's going to play and she's going to kick off and maybe even do some field goals tonight for the Jackson State Tigers. Of course, she was on the Jackson State women's soccer team. And because of injuries this week during practice, she's going to get her shot tonight to be a kicker. And
here we go.
Here
comes history.
Been and a chance for her, and I'm sure she's pretty nervous at this point. But they have her out there, and sweat football is underway. And
20 yards is where the football, you see here. The kick goes, I'm sorry, not 20 yards. I apologize. 15 yards for a kickoff. Now, a NFL kicker and even high school kickers who are good, can do kickoffs through the goalposts. This would be seen as an onside kick if a typical man were kicking the football. But we are supposed to sit there and praise this moment. A woman would not be able to take on an entire team of male football players and beat them. Yet here is the advertisement that we were all served during the NFL Super Bowl that proves wokeness is alive and well. The whole thing is we can play flag football. Let's make girls flag football a varsity sport. Well, then, I mean, I guess I'm not technically against that. I wouldn't care if it was a bunch of chicks playing football. Isn't there like the lingerie league or something? Like, doesn't that already exist? There's no law against women playing flag football against each other, but it's not football. And the hysterical idea that she's going to take on the entire male team and run the entire field and do moves like this one. I mean, this is actually how, like, ladies, don't try this at home. This is actually how you break your back. Okay? So a very bad, this is how you literally leave the past behind, like the past being your ability to walk. Don't do that. Why do you publish this propaganda? Let me rewrite this ad for you in a way that wouldn't require me to do a video on it, okay? Or newsread on it. Some chicks move to a new high school. They're good at playing football. Other chicks in the high school want to play them in football. And then they all play each other, and you create camaraderie and healthy competition between the groups, and they all unite together, and maybe they create a league, and they go on to win the championship, okay? It's Friday Night Tights, but for chicks with flags. Why is that so hard? And their boyfriends, who are jocks, like sit around and they're proud of their girlfriends or whatever. The same dynamics play out on the male football field. Fine. Think, why do you force us to live inside of a fake? Why do you force us to live inside of a fake universe where we've already seen the results of women playing football? Also, flag football is not football. I guess to these women's credit, they're actually gearing up in what looks like football pads and typical standard issue college football gear. This isn't football. This isn't football. That's not football. Okay? This is some unholy abomination between, like, I don't know, basketball and pickleball. But I don't care. You know, like, play whatever sport you want. Do you think I care? The problem is the framing of the ad says that this one chick is going to beat all these dudes at the game that they all play, like semi-professionally, or at least on a varsity level. The NFL runs a 2-minute long ad pushing for flag football, the contents of which is a black girl boss beating the boys. You just have to give them a chance, guys. They will be professionals in no time. We've already seen what it looks like when chicks play football. The NFL makes hatred of white men the centerpiece of its girl power ad campaign, created by the same hyper-woke LA ad agency run by women that made the 2021 Football is Gay campaign. No girls care about flag football. Its entire NFL brand at this point is getting ground into dirt by the ad agency, which prides itself in creating culture, but has no idea that culture has passed them by. This does very much seem like a relic of a time gone by, doesn't it? It's like everything that we all lived through over the past, 10 years. Like, this was every ad. Now this seems horribly outdated. This was every ad on TV. Every single, a Gillette razor ad is the exact same thing. A Subaru ad, obviously the same thing. Coca-Cola ad is the same thing. Oh, girl boss beating the boys. Every Disney movie, every Star Wars movie, every piece of content from Marvel. Girl boss, girl boss, girl boss. Mary Sue, Mary Sue, Mary Sue. Embarrassing for the NFL and their ad agency, YIKES. There are so many arguments for women's sports that we can beat the stupid boys, right, ladies? Flag football is great. But now you've turned its image into something that women do to prove themselves against men who never signed up to be the villain. Don't try this at home, ladies. Again, don't try it at home. The NFL could have made a flag football look cool without the Supergirl beats best guy nonsense. In the real world, Brad would have launched her to Mars. That's exactly right. Why don't if this is real, well, you have enough money, NFL. Why don't you actually set these two up? Like, seriously, why don't you actually broadcast it live? I would love to watch. I will pay a ticket, all right? Pay-per-view. And let's do it. set up a team of varsity jocks versus the best chicks you can find to go run a flag football drill against them and see how that turns out. Oh, we've already seen that. Dallas under 15 boys squad beats U.S. women's Olympians in a scrimmage. Got it? So the Olympians, including hyper woke, God, I can't even like Megan Rapinoe. She's so forgettable and so utterly redundant, expendable. Woke celebrity 49621. These like dudes who are 15 and under just beat the Olympic team, the United States women's team. We've seen this again and again. Wokeness is dying, but they're clinging to this very cringy girl power bullshit. As one person who made this even watched an 80s movie, the hot jock doesn't bully the cute chick, he flirts with her. The ad apparently to intentionally subvert the aspirational idealized masculinity seen in the 1980s movies. Framing of male strength and charisma as oppressive and callous rather than attractive isn't going to work. Every girl knows that jocks are hot and flag football is retarded. This was a commercial to make people hate flag football. Women are so good at football. Imagine how many billions of dollars have been spent trying to brainwash people into hating these guys when they're actually the heroes of every story, actually. Nothing sums up how utterly grotesque and woke the NFL is than this ad being made still in the year 2025. It's so fake and obviously passive-aggressive, like Michelle Obama scolding the nation. Yeah. This lost at the ballot box. Girls are better at football than boys. I thought this ad was woke satire. The NFL needs to fire the entire marketing team who made this. This is completely embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know why Donald Trump was cheered at the NFL in the Super Bowl? Because we need a return to reality. Enough of the cult, enough of the woke bullshit. We need a return to reality. Snap out of your cultish ways. You have been brainwashed. Now, please return and live with the rest of us inside of the real world, okay? Or don't. I don't really care. Just stop making ads like that because we're all laughing at you. And it's just a massive waste of money. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.